My man Mitchell had the alarm set 10 minutes before the call.
I gotta turn off my alarm too. I set it at 5 o'clock my time.
Hello.
Hello.
So
So
Duo will be the one that doesn't show up. The one that put this whole thing together.
Doug, I'll just leave.
Should just vibe into Spotify, so.
Typical.
Whitespire's secrets will belong to me. These dragons serve their better. It's my turn now.
Time to ply my trade.
Bring me their heads. Look out for eidolons. My assassins are about to ply their trade. Perfect.
I am privy to many mysteries.
5 more minutes.
I don't think they can take it.
I am more than a student of magic. I am its
What's up?
So,
Hey, sheepy boy.
Stop dying. Are you really going to settle with sixth place?
yes.
Hmm.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
White Spire's secrets will belong to me.
Hi, Duel. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 8 people here. Oh.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey.
Alright, hi guys. How's everyone doing?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Alright, so for today's meeting, there is a few things that we'd like to talk to you all about. First off, is there anyone missing other than Gep?
Was Slayer supposed to be here?
Yeah, Slayers was supposed to be here.
Yeah, that man AFK.
Alright, anyway, we'll see what he says, if he's around or not. It's on him. So the first thing we're going to be going through today is our new punishment system that we thought about implying. Because what we noticed last reset, especially after we changed our rules, that the punishments haven't been handed out properly. So that meaning that some punishments needed to be doubled per offense and they weren't being doubled, or sometimes you'd think they're like two separate things, especially for the bullying section. So we're gonna go over that first of all. So our new system, I don't know if you guys have the MineMC staff rules open at the moment,
No.
but if you do, you're going to be able to see that we have a new numbering system for the rules. This is because we decided that the easiest way to be able to tell which rules were broken or which rules you need to double, we'd implement it in a number system. So when you go through a player's history, all you have to search for is the number. And once you find the number, you know that you'd have to double or so on per punishment. Hello?
Yeah.
Hi. Is that Slarius?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was in the shower.
Alright, no problem. So as I was saying, we're gonna be going through some of the rules and punishments and how we're gonna be implementing our punishments from now on. So as you can see, the numbering system we have is fairly simple. Each chat / each like offense and description has a separate number, and that is because anything in the chat, like the offense or description, is like together, basically. So if you go to the beginning, to the advertisement section. Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can see number 1 would be advertising spamming public chat, which is join my server and the IP. That's number 1. That's obviously a permanent ban. We all know that. But I'm going to give you an example of number 2 and 3. So let's say someone's messaging a friend advertising, correct?
Mm-hmm.
He'd have a 1-day temp ban. The way you would type this to them is by doing, for example, /temp ban, username, 1 day, and then you'd write advertising, and then you just put number 2 beside it, and a screenshot as your evidence.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at the very top, I'll just type it in the middle for you. It's like temp ban, username, 1 day, advertising, 1, and then link. That's basically how you're going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
This goes for any of the other punishments. For example, if it's DDoS threats, threatening to DDoS another player on the gamer server, so number 7, you just change this to DDoS, and then this to 7. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So does anyone have any questions about that particular format at the moment?
No.
Is everyone good with that? Does everyone understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
What about if people are asking, like, what the hell does advertising for mean? Why have I been warned for that?
Well, there's a screenshot in their link,
True.
so they'll be able to know. I mean, if you advertise, you probably know that you're advertising.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. It's fine.
Is that fine with everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But another thing you have to make sure of before you punish anyone on the server is checking people's histories. That is probably the most important thing because we want to make sure our punishments are accurate. We don't want to have like a 1-day punishment and then we don't double it, we just do another 1 day. That could cause like a lot of confusion for people. And it helps us like make sure our chats or like our servers being very well monitored. Another thing I wanted to touch up on is checking player histories. Typically, when you type the /history username, it'll only show the last 10 warnings or the last 10 punishments. So when you do check someone's history, you should technically do /history username 100, because that'll probably show all the punishments. And if we get to it later on, we should probably have a ban website up soon, which could help with that sort of thing. I don't know if Tyler's gonna do that or how that's gonna work exactly, but that's up to him. Another thing I wanted to touch up on is screenshots. Especially if it's a chat related thing, please do take screenshots. You can use a lot of screenshot uploading websites like Imgur or Lightshot or whatever it is to make it easier for you to process each warning or punishment. But please make sure you link a screenshot or a link to a video or anything when you try to punish people. That helps us see like if the punishment was valid, if the player complains about it, and so. Another thing, the last thing probably about the punishment situation. So let's say someone gets a 1-day temp ban for messaging a friend advertising. If the next time they, for example, advertise again and mention another server, and then they get a warning, since this is my personal opinion, and me and Tyler spoke about this earlier, this is typically going to be to your discretion, and there's no like set punishment for this. If you see that sort of thing where you especially know that someone has been like DDoSing multiple times, they have like different offense and descriptions. So if they get a number 12 and then a number 13 and then a 14 and so on, feel free to punish them for longer than the necessary time for like the first offense, especially if it's like the second time or the third time, and the more they do it, you just keep doubling it, to be honest, because that can cause a lot of issues on the server. So yeah, please, if you're unsure about it, but you know that the user has been abusing the punishment system and such, feel free to let anyone know, or just send a message in staff chat, and we'll be able to discuss a better punishment for them. Does anyone have any questions about that?
No.
Everyone understand what I'm saying? I just want to make sure I'm clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's perfect. Okay. So another thing I wanted to touch up on was regen reports. So from now on, the way we'll be taking care of regen reports is whoever reports it on the ticket, someone can just take that and put it in regen reports as usual. The only difference is you're not really gonna have to react to anything. Confirmation for any regen must come from an admin, and all videos that have been sent must include the time and date stamp on the scoreboard, which we have recently added.
You've cut out, Duo.
Oh, sorry. I said all videos that have been sent must include the time and date stamp that is on the sidebar. This is a new thing we've implemented, so we're able to see the exact logs of each regen report and such.
It's not just me, right? Who can't hear her?
Hello?
I can hear.
I can hear.
Okay, and are you good, Joe?
Are you good, Joe?
I think he's cut. Hello? Okay, so back to what I was saying. All reported videos from players must include the time and date stamp because that'll help us massively. And that's going to be the only way we're going to be checking for regen these days. Then after someone puts the regen report in the regen reports check, an admin will then go through the regen logs of the user reported to go through each and every one of their flags to see if there's any mysterious activity that would point to regen ultimately. And once an admin has gone through the video and chat logs, they'll either like ban them directly or confirm or deny. It's probably going to be a different reaction to anyone else's, but once you see it or they let you know, that's when you can punish the user. Any questions on?
Yeah.
So whenever you can go first.
Okay, so if they don't have the timestamp in their evidence, we just don't accept the report, or what?
So the timestamp is on the screen. So as long as they have screen recording for the whole screen, it should be fine.
Okay, but if it's not there, just don't accept the report, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think because we won't be able to tell if it's regen accurately otherwise.
Okay.
What was the other question?
Oh, that was actually my question.
All right, perfect. So another thing we wanted to include you guys on was perhaps some feedback on some of the changes we've had on the server. And if Matt wants to talk about them, because he knows them best.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, he left.
What do we want to know? You guys, okay. Do you guys just want to, okay. Let me
Just
pull up the
read out
Trello.
the Trello, yeah.
All right. So, okay, this isn't going to work. Hold on, let me turn off my push it. My back button is my push to talk button, so that was not going to work. Pretty much, we changed around prestige rewards. There are two other shops in the token shop now where you can get the premium rank as suggested by Slayers. You're able to buy a certain amount of used sell ones. You're able to get a Fortune 5 hoe for obviously very expensive amount of tokens. Changes to crates. There's a large amount of NPCs in spawn. You just right click, teleport you to warps. There's a CAPTCHA plugin now. Pretty much, if a player is detected as farming, every 30-ish minutes, a CAPTCHA will pull up on their screen. They have to verify that they're actually there farming. This is obviously to try and combat macro farming to a degree. There are multiple holograms in spawn that show the bow top, F top, etc.
Oh, great. So we get more F top, bow top, F top.
Yeah. There's another world, which is the Prestige world. It's a void. It's available from Prestige 3+. It's 8K by 8K, just like the other two worlds.
That's actually interesting.
Let's see what else we got. The F map size has been decreased to make it harder to find bases. The Koth is actually set up and working. Obviously, we have the new map. We set up.
Price is still the same?
Pardon?
Our Koth prize is still the same?
There is actually a Koth crate. So, whenever you complete the Koth, whoever the winner is, gets a crate key, and there are currently 5 items in there that you have an opportunity to get. Netherwort prices have been increased. The prestiges have been lowered because we were a month and a half into last reset, and no one was, other than the ZOG guy, who obviously just paid to get Prestige 10. No one was anywhere near Prestige 10 last reset. We want at least the harder working players to make it to Prestige 10 before there is some kind of a season ending, reset, whatever, whichever you want to call it. Do you have anything to add, Tyler?
Not a whole lot.
Did I
Your
forget
playtime's now
anything?
tracked. Mitchell can probably comment on battle passes, which we are probably implementing.
Yeah, so
Out.
oh,
Go on, sorry.
yeah, so basically with the whole battle pass thing, it's pretty much still trying to sell on a price. Pretty much either $5 or $10 at the very beginning of the reset, and you'll have weekly challenges to do stuff for rewards. Yeah, pretty much the same concept of any battle pass in any other type game.
And these rewards will eventually, hopefully, lead to maybe a Fortune 5 or some decent reward along those lines.
Yeah.
Outside of that, though, more or less it currently.
Do any of you have like any comments to make about any of the things we've told you about this reset and such? Because we'd love to get your feedback, obviously.
Oh, sorry. But I have a question on about the ranks. Is sponsor and sponsor plus still a thing?
Yeah, sponsor is still going to be the same as it is. Sponsor plus is still going to be a limited rank. So if there's like Christmas or Easter, as you saw, or anything like that, we'd probably bring back sponsor plus for that. Does anyone have any comments about the new additions? Any concerns about some of the additions? Anything you want to suggest to add or anything as such?
No, I think everything sounds good.
I have one more. With the new NPCs, is that like going to cause any lag issues, or have you guys already?
So the NPCs are just basically in the spawn, and they don't move, they don't do anything like that. The only thing that kind of sucks about it is when you sometimes press tab, you'll see the names of the NPCs. That's about it. As for lag, not really.
FPS lag, you won't notice anything in server strain.
Yep.
There's no additional strain from them.
Okay.
Anything else? Anyone? No?
Well, nope. I think that's. Yeah, I like
Alright.
it so far.
Does anyone have any general questions about the server, staff, Discord, or anything as such? We'd be happy to answer all your questions.
Noob Group server's coming up like a week after this, isn't it?
Oh, did he announce it?
Apparently.
He announced a date that he wanted it to open by.
Honestly, last I heard, it was like supposed to come out tomorrow or the day after. I wasn't sure. I don't think we're that worried about it, to be honest, because it's just at the moment we do have most of the community, and I mean, we hope that this reset brings enough stuff to make people stay.
Yeah. Okay.
Not even that though. We sort of do doubt his ability to actually provide a decent service for this type of community. He's not the most in tune with what's been going on.
Any other questions about anything really?
Is the server still, supposed to be coming out on the 9th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the moment, we're still on the 9th.
Nice.
Also, if anyone has any suggestions for, like, even like other servers like Raid or potentially Skyblock that might be coming out, Creative, that sort of thing. If anyone wants to comment on.
I also
is
want
Creative
to.
coming back?
What was that?
Oh, is Creative coming back?
Yes. At the moment, we are going to be putting back Creative.
Okay, sorry, Matt.
No, you're good. You're good. I just want to note that we've been looking at like ways to disguise the skin and the username of players for PvP related events, because obviously there's a DDoSing issue during events. That's why we've kind of been holding off on doing those. If we can get it to work how we want it to, we can probably start looking forward to weekly or every other week PvP events. They'll definitely become more common if this does work out how we want it to.
Yeah. So also everything that is said in this meeting, I'll be sharing out a doc with you all soon about most of the things that we've spoken about, like the punishment system, as well as like region reports and those important things, so you don't have to remember those for now. But I will be posting them in the staff guidelines or sharing them with you directly to your emails. I will let you know when I do so. And yeah. Anything else before we wrap this up?
So everything that's said here, will it be announced soon in the announcements, or are we just announcing it on the 9th?
So we will be posting out like another announcement soon about like all the different changes we've done since our last announcement, as well as release date, release time, and all those little details for everyone. I believe Tyler might be posting that or working on it at the moment. But yeah, he'll
that'll
answer
go
any
up on the
questions.
7th to 8th.
Anyone else got questions? Tyler, you have anything to add, or Matt, or Mitch?
Nah, not really.
No, I'm good.
Good.
Alright, that wraps it up then. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Yep.